Hi everyone, my name is Sherelle Gaynor and I am here to give you some words of encouragement. Now, my word today is going to be short and brief, but I'm sitting here, it's about almost 1 o'clock in the morning and I am working on one of my designs. Let me show you what's going on. This is one of my designs, it's in the making. It's for one of my projects for school. I am working on my turn garment, which if it gets into let me explain a little bit about it. If it gets into the top 30, I'll be able to get into the exhibit, which I'm excited because this is actually one semester that I'm like more relaxed and calm, where I'm really taking my time into like sewing, stitching, pinning. It's a lot going on. But I know it's been a while since I left y'all off with my last video. And because I've been so busy, I'm back with school and traveling back and forth to the city. It's a little bit draining, but it's so worth it. It's okay. So my word today for you is, are you fulfilling your dream, your American dream? Now, I'm talking to not just the ones that come in from different countries. I'm talking about the ones that even live here in this country as well. You know, you hear everybody say, oh, the American dream. I have to forget the American dream. So me being American, right? I look at the whole thing, and as I'm sitting here and I'm trying to find ways how to manipulate this fabric because I'm making my own pattern, just trying to manipulate the fabric to work in my favor so I could get into on pattern to get it on the fabric that I'm of choice, what I'm going to be using. And I'm sitting here, right? And I'm thinking like, dang, many of us live here in this country. Many of us come to this country. And many of us especially like the foreigners that come and say, oh, I come to live this American dream. And I say, what is the American dream? What is your American dream? What is your China dream? What is your African dream? What's your Jamaican dream? Whatever country you come, what dream is that? What dream are you willing to fulfill, right? So I'm going to go a little bit about on terms of, my godly character here. God is amazing. God is so amazing. He blesses all of us with so much gifts and talents. He gives it to us. He give us things so we could be creative. We could be fruitful. We could multiply. We could do so many things with these gifts that God has given to us. But the thing is about it, many of us don't use our dreams. We settle. Guilty. Been there, done it. So I'm going to speak about it. We settle. We settle. We got people who wants to be, let's say a person that might want to be a judge, but don't want to go, but they're so afraid to go to school for law to be this judge. So they say, well, you know what? I may not be able to make it to be this judge, right? So I'm going to go get a job at, let's say, Bloomingdale's. Bloomingdale. Now, there's nothing wrong working in Bloomingdale's because Bloomingdale's one of them high quality retail places. But I'm going to get a job at Bloomingdale's and just hustle, hustle, hustle. Now, you New Yorkers know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you boroughs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We will hustle, 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 hustle so we can make ends meet and do what we got to do. And, that's the thinking that we have. But what about the dream of becoming this big, gigantic judge that you dreamt of since you was like so little? What happened to you dreaming about being this artist or this director, this producer, this minister, this preacher, this whatever your heart desire? What happened to that? So when I say many of us settled, we settle. And I don't think God created us to settle. So this so-called thing, the American dream, a lot of us are sleeping in our dreams. It's time to wake up. It's time to really wake up. Now, I'm not saying go out there and quit your job and quit your life and just fulfill the dream. No, I'm talking go out there, research and study it and build on it and then live in it. That's it. Bam, boom. Whether you are in the next Vogue magazine, whether you're not in the next Vogue magazine, maybe you're not on a billboard, maybe you're not well known to somebody, but the fact that you did it, my good God of mercy, you did it. The fact that you went out there and you pursue your own happiness. What does it matter to anybody else? Why are you settling for what's lower? And God gave you something such greater and bigger. Your mind can't even think about. Okay. So let me give you a very good testimony. Now, I'm telling you, I'm working on my garment, right? And I already had 2 other designs before this one. And in one designs I had, I really loved the other design, which I'm going to keep that and make something else out of it. But in the dream, I had a dream last night, and God showed me every details on how to make this garment stand out and be different from the rest that I ever done. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of cutting, sewing, pinning, stitching, details. There's so much details in it. Do I have the time, patience, and the money to buy the material for it? Then I said, wait a minute. If you gave it to me, I'm going to fulfill it. It may take some time, patience, and money, but I'm going to do it. I'm not doing this to please anybody else. I'm doing this because I want my dream that I seen like many years ago to transform and fulfill right in front of my eyeballs. I don't care what nobody says. They're not God. They can't tell me how to, when to, who to, why to. They can't do that. So I have to take this opportunity to fulfill my own American dream. You see? I'm not saying that you get up and you just quit everything and just live a dream and then you can't pay your bills. No, I'm saying one step at a time. If you want to be a doctor, you know you're going to have to go to school to be that doctor. You're going to have to go and be so deep down educated, so deep down focused, so deep down in tune with your studies just to get to that level of becoming doctor, whoever your name is. Get it? If you wanted to be an architect, in order for you to learn how to build different buildings and shapes and structures and, and things like that, you have to be willing, able, and ready to go deep into studies just to get through the door. You're going to have to do those things. If you want to be an artist, you have to learn how to use different types of media of paints to understand how you can manipulate the oil paint, the watercolor paint, the acrylic paints. Oh my gosh, there are different types of paint, spray paints, air paint. Oh my gosh, you're going to have to learn those things. But you can't just stand by like, oh, one day it's going to happen. One day God's going to give it to you. God already gave it to you, girlfriend. Wake up. Wake up. He gave it to you already. It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. It's not going to be handed to you like, oh, here it is. Take this right here and just la-di-da. No, it's you gotta put your heart into everything that you want to do. I know there's some people that this is and this is so true. I know some people that work as CNAs and feeling to become somebody's nurse. Now, nothing wrong with starting from the CNA area, but the fact that you've been there for so many years that you didn't even go to school to try to go get your degree in nursing, you settled. Baby, you settled for that position. And then half of the CNAs walk around all angry and bitter because it's not what they want to do. It's not their dream. They work so much and they work. And it's like, okay, I'm making ends meet, but I'm not happy. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, God, from the beginning of the times when Adam and Eve, when they was kicked out of the Garden of Eden because of what they've done, God said to them to be fruitful. Even before then, God said, be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. Multiply. And I this is how I take it. I don't think God says be fruitful and multiply upon the earth and only just have children. No, your fruit. God gives us fruits. And I think the fruit, when he said to take the fruit and to multiply upon the earth, that means that everything that I give to you, you should double it, triple it, quadruple it. You should be multiplying it by more than what it's expected. Don't leave off this earth and not fulfill what your heart desires. And I'm not saying to go and jump off the roof, because, not saying physically, like jump off the roof, like, oh, I'm going to go be a doctor, so I'm going to drop everything and just go be a doctor. No. Don't do that. Do not dive head first. Put your foot in the water. Put your foot in the water, because that's how many people drown, because they want to jump right in without researching, without having a plan, without having direction, without having some guidance. The first thing you do is you get the thought, write the thought down on paper. Second thing is you write the vision, you write it down, and you make a plan. The second thing is you research it. You figure out where you want to go, how you want to go there, and you put a budget together and you stick to your budget. You may go over a little bit, but you stick to your budget. You make a budget. You make a plan. And then you say, listen, this is what I want to do with myself. And then third, you go execute your plan. Your plan is either you're going to go to school to study it, or you're going to go search on YouTube for it, or you're going to seek God for it. Regardless, matter of fact, you should seek God first for it. Say, God, should I go here, there, or there, or there, or there, or there? And let me tell you, if you believe in God and you know that God's going to lead you to the right path, then he will tell you how to get there, when to get there, and who could get you there too. And let me tell you, I'm a witness to that. That's another testimony another day. But I'm just saying, you, my friend, you need to understand that you are amazing at any gift that God gives to you. If you know how to do certain things, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, man. Fear is very scary. And I wrote this the other day. Fear is scary. It will leave you in a hostage position and cause you not to move, not to breathe, not to do anything with your life. Fear is a dangerous, most scariest thing ever. It will cause you not to even pass go. If you know how to play Monopoly, if you don't know what Monopoly is, search it up. Monopoly. You have to pass go to other to collect $200. If you don't pass go, you won't be able to collect nothing that your gift have to offer you. You won't be able to. And you know what? Let me tell you a secret. There are going to be some people you're going to meet that's going to root for you to fail. They're going to tell you and try to discourage you from going into your dream. They're going to talk about, oh, you're too old to do that. Oh, you know what? But you're already this and you're that. Oh, aren't you already settled enough? Block your eardrums. Tell them, get out your ear. That's not about the work of the enemy. You understand what I'm saying? It's the work of the enemy. If God gave it to you, run for it, baby. Run for it. If God gave it to you, that means it's for you. It's not for anybody else. Nobody else but for you. And if they're not there to encourage you, get your scissors and go begin to cut them out your life. Because if they're not for you, that means they are against you. Find some people that's going to encourage you, that's going to lift you up, that's going to help you better yourself for you. Feel me? Now, that is my words of encouragement today. Live your dream. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you are in China. I don't care if you're in Africa. Don't just look at, the American dream. No, we Americans here work just as hard as anybody else. For us to keep a roof over our head, we have to work just as hard as everybody else just to stay afloat. We ain't rich in this country like that. We have to work. Those that's rich already did their thing. Those who were born with silver spoon. Most of us are not even born with a silver spoon in their mouth, because I know I wasn't. We have to work twice as hard as anybody else to stay afloat. So, whether you live in a different country, different state, different country, basically, listen, live your dream and forget about what anybody else said to you. That's my motto. That's my words of encouragement. For the Bible says that the Lord did not give us a spirit of fear, but love, peace, and a sound mind. So that means in all that I do, even when I'm up here, up in the middle of the night, working on this thing right here, this is my gift. I have peace standing inside my home. That means God said he gave that to me. And I'm going to fulfill everything that he has for me. You do the same thing. He did not give us fear. Do not walk in fear, because fear will cause you to bury your gifts. It will cause you to take it and execute it. It will cause you to be so afraid that you won't move in it. Fear will cause you to look at it and shiver because you're so scared because you don't know what, when, who, what, and why. And that means that you don't have faith in God. Yeah, faith. Faith goes a very long way. And you know, we all been through it. And if somebody say they never been through, like, oh, I'm afraid to go do this because I don't know how much it's going to do this and how I'm going to do that and how much it's going to cost and blah, 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 blah. They're lying to you. They're lying to you because I've been there. I've been there plenty of time. And then I had to take a step back and like, wait a minute, God, I'm going to trust in you. I'm so going to trust in you. I'm going to lean unto your everlasting arm because you gave it to me. So that means that I must fulfill this. You gave it to me. That means that I can run over a troop and leap over walls. That means that ain't nothing standing in my way because you gave this to me. And then sometimes you be like, oh God, like, oh, I don't know. But then you got to get that, how you say that guard up and say, wait a minute, now God said, if God is before us, who can stand against us? That means fear has no option, baby. So my words for you today is, live your dream. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what anybody else said to you that you can't. I don't care if you feel like you can't start over from scratch. Listen, you can do anything your heart desires. Put God first and let everything else fall in place. I love me some God. I love my daddy. I love my Abba. I do. And my thing is, if it wasn't for him, I would not be afloat today. So I double dare you again to live your dream. On that note, I have about an hour to go. I'm giving myself some time, so I'm really tired, but I'm going to work on the back of my gown. I have a lot of pieces that I have to sew, and this is something that I love to do. So, live your dream. Much blessings. Comment, subscribe, and share this video to encourage someone else. And do me a favor. Tell somebody today how great they are. Blessings.